सब रह जाना जो तेरा, सब रह जाना जो तेरा, घुमान ना करी सजना कि लाइफ च पक्का ही आना सवेरा. So घुमान ना करी सजना, do not give it 10, mate. Don't think that this morning that's coming every morning you're taking it for granted. Don't give it loads thinking swear nu galunga, because you know what, one day's gonna come sweera hona hi nahi, you're not gonna make it. That's what I'm saying here. Yeah, घुमान ना करी सजना कि लाइफ च पक्का ही आना सवेरा, एक दिन मित्रा अखियां दे विच सदा ही बस जाना हनेरा. One day in these eyes, you know what's going to happen? The darkness of the world is going to drown in. It's going to drown. You ain't going to see light ever again. एक दिन मित्रा सदा ही अखियां दे विच बस जाना हनेरा हो, ओ तेरा रंग लस जाया सुन्ना हो जाना वेड़ा.
What he played?
टुटिया खोल दे स्पीकर
So,
दिया.
Rocky sang. Speaker
Oh.
yeah.
टुटिया खोल दे.
Yeah. This is Rocky.
I'm
You
loving
didn't
this.
write
So,
this.
when you have your boxing fight, Angad, is he gonna walk
Is
you
it
in
you
with this
walking?
song?
Who's done the music?
Anga did the music. Like, he got it and he's
Is that
jacked
Angad
it
your
from
music?
some,
No, it's got an
he's
order.
jacked it from somewhere. But he's giving him a chance. Come here, quick. Mime it. Mime got it to that camera. Sing it.
ਹੋ ਓਏ ਪਹਾੜ ਚੁੜਾਨੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਾ ਗਿਆ ਇਹ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਬੰਨਿਆ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਰਹਿ ਗਿਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਸੁਪਨੇ ਚ ਸੇੜਾ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕੋ ਲੱਗੀ ਸੀ ਗੁੰਦੀ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਮੇਰੀ ਤੋਂ ਖਲਾ.
Oh, sorry.
Get out of here,
man?
Kaka, where a song come out just before New Year's, big song, a collaboration that
play.
come many years later after your first one with the Bhangra legend, you'd call him, really, and producer aspect.
I call him the music magician.
He is the music magician. That is Aman Haya. When was the last song before this one?
The last one with me, Raju was doing loads with him recently.
No, but yours. When was the last time you and Aman worked?
2000. Funnily enough, after how much time?
We shot that video in outside the studio.
Yeah. Awkwardly. She was outside the studio.
And then
Before that, Raju was there.
then you did Dil Labana as
Then
well,
we
didn't
did
you?
Dil Labnani.
What year was that?
I think that was 2007.
Wow.
And those songs did really well.
17 years
When I say they
later.
did really well, nobody even knows I sang them, but they did well in like DJs and people who listen to Bhangra music. A lot of people like that learned. Well, it's not bad. The song did well. Aman did so well back then. We forget how big he was, in that time. And we were
Massive.
We were part of it.
Buddy,
I was part of it.
I still remember Ground Shaker 1 videos in Leamington, Oxygen Bar. I still remember that first bit, you like walking upstairs.
That's
And I
the
must have been, what, 17, 18?
Yeah, Raju was there.
I remember you guys walking, big guys, you thought, oh, these lot are like proper.
Raju's always been a big guy.
Must be well old, isn't it, now?
When I was 17, look at you older guys.
I'm not young now either, though, really. But, Kaka, the track itself.
Yeah, I got it. Shall I put it on?
Yeah, please.
So no one. You know what? Is this why I put Rocky on first? It makes me sound better. Rocky the feel lama mar jata na.
No. Go
No,
straight
this is Aman's new one. Yeah, Raju ain't heard this, so we get a live reaction.
in. Let's go.
Lord ji.
Turn it up.
सब रह जाना जो तेरा, सब रह जाना जो तेरा, घुमान ना करी सजना कि लाइफ च पक्का ही आना सवेरा, एक दिन मित्रा अखियां दे विच सदा ही बस जाना हनेरा, ओ तेरा रंगला सजाया सुना हो जाना वेड़ा, ओ तेरा रंगला सजाया सुना हो जाना वेड़ा. तेरी जिंदगी पर आउनी फिर हाथ नहीं आनी फिर हाथ नहीं आनी तेरी जिंदगी बनानी फिर हाथ नहीं आनी फिर हाथ नहीं आनी मेला मुक जाना ले उसदा तेरा
Come on, Angus.
क्यों करनी तेनी
Tyler?
झुकाने विचों झुक कर झुकनी जो कीजेगा बदना
Oh.
जो कीजेगा बदना You know all these galla we're hearing, I'm writing. This man was a big part of me developing spiritually.
We're gonna come
Sariya
into
galla,
that.
he's
I'm
got a
really
big
looking
hand
forward
in
to it.
what you're hearing. Baki to sunaya yahan hon. People would have heard it
So,
by now.
yeah, they would have. I'm sure.
So I
the
do what I did to
reaction's
Rocky to
been
myself.
interesting.
Look, mera gana karna badiya bitche kaat do. Shit, that's what I'm doing to Rocky. How horrible of us. See, I did it to myself
Kaka.
to balance it out.
The track,
But I'll fade it out now. Look, to make it sound better.
Done it to balance
the
it
track.
out.
What made you go for this subject? A lot more light-hearted than some of your other tracks.
Oh, this subject was easy
Quite
because
upbeat as well.
No, Aman, I expect to Aman. We're doing the live rehearsals because we want to because of writing. You know the score. Once you writing, one of the biggest bunga is finding the songs, isn't it?
That's the hardest one.
When I was singing back in the day with Aman, the process is, and people who don't write, they're going to tell you the process is so hard as a singer if you don't write. And this goes all the way top to Daljit Paji's level, Jazzy's level, everyone. The singers who don't write.
To get lyricists.
Yeah, the biggest challenge is how do you find the perfect song? And that in itself is a killer, isn't it? Killer process, because you want to make a song to make it a hit. It's not an expression of what's inside you. But when you start writing and you're releasing what you're writing, that's actually part of you. So it's part of you, as in your emotions, your feelings. So all these things you're hearing, they're not made just so people have a good time listening to it. It's just what I feel. And people like this have helped me to become what I am now. And what you're hearing is coming from people like this and you and everybody else.
Those who don't understand Punjabi so well, so when they're listening to the song, me included to an extent, what is the overriding message of the song? What are you trying to put across in this one?
So it's key, I want to bring Raju into this a little bit, is what these people like Raju are brothers who, when you're growing up and when you're in an environment where there's nothing naturally, everyone says, how do you stop drinking? How do you get out from this? How did you become this? That's what everyone asks you as well.
Yeah, 100%.
They all ask that, right? It's different when you're like this guy. He's born into Sikhi because of me, right? So he's not going to go through these challenges. Hopefully he has a smooth transition to the world of spirituality. That's what you'd hope, right?
Yeah.
And Jelly's similar. Jelly's had he had cut hair, and obviously
No, I never had cut hair. I've been
What about your
bronzed. I've had a
Dadi.
yeah, only a little bit.
If you cut it, you cut it.
Yeah, I still
a little bit.
Yeah,
You're not doing it now. We're talking about
yeah,
back then, so-
Yeah, yeah. That doesn't count as cutting.
It's so defensive, man. But
only
yeah,
a little bit.
but what it is the transition comes when you see somebody who gives you a spark. So you could be anybody out there, and when you see one person starts doing part, and you look at them and you see, wow, he's going against the grain of society. Everyone out there is drinking. People are doing drugs openly. If you want to do drugs, it's not hard to get into it. You go to the wrong place, or whichever place it is, someone somewhere is going to be doing it. You fall into a circle.
Who and where was that person?
This man here used to do Chopesa parts every single day, and I spent a lot of time with him. As we saw with Benny and everyone else in our history who we brought onto the show, but he used to do so much Chopesa with the part every single morning, no matter what time we used to go to sleep in India. We were on tour with Aman.
You've been on tour together then.
Aman was massive. We used to go to India and we had meetings with all the biggest artists back then. We went on tours with Jazzy B, where Raju was that close with us. He's a security guard aspect. Not security guard, as in like a private bouncer. Like with Jazzy, all of us, no one would mess with you. At this guy with us at the time. Not because he's a gangster and he fights people and he's macho. He was just such a loyal, strong man Obviously, you can see he's a strong guy, right?
I was saying to Jelly before, because you know what?
He smashed
If he were to punch one of us in the head, that head's hitting the floor,
I
ain't
wrestled
getting
with him,
back up.
like he toy wrestled with me,
Yeah.
and he threw me like from pillar to post. I swear. No, I'll tell you straight. I'm a strong guy myself, but he threw me around. You know, jada banda jiraba nahi laake chhad denda. Oh, cheez nahi kiti maine na, right? He's very strong, yeah. Right?
If there's an analogy, that is the one.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, but what it was what stood out to me from a point where I'm drinking, we're going clubs. I was getting into a lot of trouble in clubs, like based on my ego was right through the roof. I was trying to prove I'm a strong guy, whatever.
Yeah.
At that age, but he looked after me, as in he never used to drink, and he'd say, "You're gonna stop. You're gonna get yourself in trouble," and all this. He used to always guide me. He had no need to. He could have just left me, but he did. But the big thing was that hit me was when I was seeing him doing the parts all the time and spending a lot of time with him. Like, one thing I was about to say was we went on tour to America with Jazzy, remember? On the RV van. We had RV van.
That's it, yeah.
Right. So we have done some of the maddest things you can even dream of. As in, we've toured all of America, all of Canada, places all over the world. We used to live in Canada for like 3-4 weeks when we were younger. And me, Sabbi, all the Jazzy's good friends. But the thing was, he always used to be there. Obviously, we'd have a session, whatever. Wake up in the morning, Raju's there. Job Sab. And you know what? It imprinted on me. I wouldn't have learnt from anyone. You could have brought the biggest Gyanis, the biggest sants on the planet to me. I wouldn't have learned from anyone. It had to be a normal man who I looked at and I thought, shit, this is actually normal. Normal people can purify themselves with the Guru's teachings, and he taught me that.
And I suppose the beauty is he has got uncut hair. So there wasn't this hierarchy.
That's the beauty of it.
That he's got a long dari and bug. He was a brother of
To be
yours.
honest, if he had a bug and dari, and there were people at the time who had a bug and dari around in that time, they were not as powerful as an influence because of the reason that it was different. Where you need to see it from someone. They need to be on your resonating level.
Yes.
And he resonated with me because he had cut hair at the time. So everything you're seeing now, which hair again, it comes down to, everyone thinks hair's so important. Yes, it is. We always say it is, but at the same time, I say nothing is more important than the guy who had cut hair and he helped transform him and his brother. And everyone falls into this. Like on Aman Hoya, he was a sensible guide to us as kids.
Yeah.
He never ever did anything bad, like as in nashe patte bogade, all this sort of stuff. Aman was like, you know what? Yeah, you can drink, but you never touch drugs. He was really strong. And that's Aman's
the
goodness.
See, all I can get in my head now is, you're a young cub. At that age, you're drinking
you
and stuff,
are. Yeah,
but you're still very
20s.
naive. Let's be really honest, you're naive. And that image I get of someone who can inspire others, for me, it's quite, it hits you inside because there's a beauty in it, but there's a beauty of, we weren't trying to impress anyone, because you can see that the way you're talking, but there was such an effect. And that for me is just an amazing wow moment. Badi, I'm going to go on to you here and bring you in. Firstly, there's two parts to this. You're in a very big Punjabi, you're in a Punjabi circle, you're a Punjabi singer, very well known. It's easy to fall into the drinking game, all of that. Where was your anger? Why was there never that temptation? What was your perception, outlook there?
It's probably the only thing that as a Sikhi that means something to me that I didn't do.
Yeah.
Which is, drink was against it. It was just one thing that I could do. I'm not saying that I'm getting up and doing everything I should be doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's just one thing that I could do, and I knew that I used to see people drink, fall around from when I was a little kid, and I was like, I don't want to be doing that. Then I used to, in my circle, my friends, drinking around in the park, falling around. I said, don't want to do that. So I was like a black sheep, even between my friends.
Yeah.
I was a black sheep.
100%. I can imagine.
Because I didn't do it,
Yeah.
I wasn't a part of the circles that they used to run off with. At 14, 15, used to run off into the... Because I used to tell them not to do it either. Then I was just... Kudarti hundi hai cheez
Your
hai na.
outlook, you were trying to be a good person
That's
to
amazing.
others.
Kudarti cheez hundi hai that I was saying to them as well, don't do it at that age. Because I can see, for whatever reason was inside me, it's not good for anybody.
Kashta hunda, you know they say Punjabi
The amount of things you do wrong when you've had a drink that I've seen people do.
100%.
It's normally there's a big chance.
I never did anything
When you've
wrong.
been out.
Buddy, look, I suppose, you know, a real good point is you've got guys here, you've got me and Kaka in particular, Monne, for many years, changed their life. Look at our look now. People wouldn't even imagine. If we told some of the stories, they'll laugh. Say, all right, mate.
I've known him for a long, long
When
time.
you've seen,
haven't I?
you've seen it in its
I've got no bad
biggest-
stories about me.
With
They're all
Kaka, I'm sure he would have ended up in prison or
Oh
something.
God.
What? That's the truth. That's the reality.
I'm being.
Yeah,
I'm,
but
being-
I said
I'm,
this to you before. Raju
Yeah,
used
you
to say
said
this
this
to
to
I'm
me.
saying that if he
You'd
didn't
end up
stop
in prison.
drinking, he would have been in prison or something.
No.
There was something that either he would have ended up gone,
Death row, bro.
right?
Yeah.
Or he
John
would have been in
Dilani
prison.
appa jail che.
Yeah.
I think it's really key. Look,
My mum sees it.
He was just like when he had a drink, he was just crazy.
I look at it from an angle that, look, you know, when I come into Sikhi, I didn't know what Bhat was. Look, I've kept my case now over 11 years, 12 years. I remember reading Japji Sahib, and I've said it before. I didn't know what Japji Sahib was. I didn't know there was Panjabani in the morning. Nothing. I've come from a Punjabi, sporty, you know, some of my family, all that.
family.
No, not bad people, but there wasn't that Sikhi element.
Yeah.
I still find it fascinating now. What made you start doing Bhat from an early age, or have that with you that you're doing Chupai Sahib? What was that angle there for you?
As my younger brother Benny was on the show
Yeah.
a few weeks ago or whenever it was,
Yeah.
it's got to be an impact of apna pind di history hai.
Huh.
Dina Sahib, Dina
Yes.
Kangad. And utho Maharaj ne, you spoke about it before.
Yeah.
Jafarnama likhya si Maharaj ne. And
Starmi pidi ya.
Hanji.
we are, that's not, chalo theek hai, that's not.
Raju, you know on this, we say this like Benny came on, we talked about it, and I saw a lot of people like, bad, yeah, we didn't know that. They're 17. Then I saw some bad comments, and they was like, le, or bal, Kenny and all this, to Benny. And I was telling Benny, and we expected that. And but what it is what you can understand is, jehdi 17ਵੀਂ ਪੀੜ੍ਹੀ ਜੇ ਹੋਵੇ ਵੀ ਬੰਦਾ, you are gonna basically, if you are that, what's the sign of that? Hone Seng ban janda, and he couldn't ignite anybody. How many Sengs do I know in the world? And I can tell you 100 right now.
Yeah.
But they can't inspire me to Sikhi any further. I'm telling you the truth. They can't. You know why? Because for them, they're complete. They've done what they needed to, or they're born into it. And this is the challenge you might find, because you're born into it. But you know the nimarta of someone who feels incomplete because he hasn't got case. Idron bhi dekho, from the point of view of him, his nimarta, he bashes himself. Even now, he gives me so much respect, and he always did. And we'll come on to when I become a Singh, the journey, how he helped me then as well. But he always sees me as, you know what, you done it, I can't do it. And he
100%.
kicks himself about it.
Buddy,
And I said to him, don't.
look at how big you've got to look at the whole trail now. I'm going to open it up. Kaka Mohanwalia, let's just be really honest, no humble here. He has had a
Praise,
big...
I'll take praise.
Yeah, I'm going to say it as is. He's had an impact on this day and age of Sikhs. Yeah? Now, if there are sisters, nieces, daughters, brothers, kids, nephews, he's had an impact somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
He's had an impact somewhere.
How
How
on a
big,
huge
I
level,
can't
but
say. But he's had an impact on a lot of people. We see how many hits he has on songs, reels, whatever it is. Where did that stem from? He just told me. So you might say, I'm small, I haven't done it. Look at the impact in the bigger picture that you've had.
But the thing is, because, the 17th
ripple
generation,
effect.
what I'm saying is, Jere Bandenu, he knows I'm the 17th generation of this, What you got to understand is, you think of the devotion that he's got in his heart, how much that means to you when your descendants were directly involved with Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And that's what these people are. And in their defense, they've never ever boasted about it. They're so humble about it. But to the average people, all they're going to see is Baal Katya, Eddan Deone. But listen, if it wasn't for this man and he cuts his hair, I wouldn't be a Singh today, just like his brother we mentioned today. And the reason I'm mentioning this, and I want to make it very clear, is the people who cut their hair are going to inspire many, many people to become proper Sikhs, proper Singhs, because what's hidden inside the dil of every Sikh, I believe, is a massive respect and devotion towards the 10 Gurus and Guru Granth Sahib Ji, right? You go and look in a Gurdwara, I guarantee you there's more people walking through them doors who cut their hair than who are fully Amartari or Singhs, right? So the system needs to...
We're all one.
We're all one. Exactly what you said.
Simple as that.
We're
Exactly
one.
what you said.
Some people are on a different stage, higher stage. becoming Amrit Chakya Singh is a very high stage for me. That stage is, I can't even say how high it is, that stage. Amrit Dhari di jehdi stage there's no stage for it. That is just like enlightenment, right? That's how big it is. So what I'm trying to say is we're way below that, but we're still in the heart.
I just think you're underselling yourself, Baji.
No,
because
That's his humbleness. It's
your
true
humbleness is there. Now we say, you've mentioned something beautiful there, ick.
We are at one.
We are one.
It boils down to
everything.
Even if I'm not on that stage, but I still class us as one.
100%.
Yes.
Buddy.
All humanity is one.
And this
That's
is
why you're sitting there.
That's what I'm saying to your humbleness.
Because we have to
the
do as well,
impact
class
you've
as one.
had on Sikhi is massive. So the ick, it stemmed through all of us, but it's collective.
Yeah.
Collectively, you've played such a part. And I think the reason I'm really pushing this is that there's a lot of people out there who are, I get it. A lot of people say, oh, what was that transition into Sikhi? What happened? And there's a fear there. Am I doing things right, wrong? Or am I inferior because I haven't got a case and I haven't got a long daddy? And what I'm trying to say, there isn't, because we've already spoke about credentials and what you've done in your life. That just hits that question out to a degree for me. You talk about history, and I suppose I'll go into it further.
The reason why I don't like mentioning the way we come from, the family I come from, is the simple reason is what you just said. Aap da case katte ya, ta galla karda aya. Maharaj 10वें पातशाह दियां, same we come, our family, उन्हां दी सेवा कीती सी. So I'm not worried about talking about it.
Yeah.
I just don't need no negative impact because I'm a positive guy.
Yeah.
So if somebody can't give me nothing positive,
and no one gives you negativity,
I'll try to give them.
You are a strong guy.
No, I'll try to give them positivity. If I
One punch, bro, he's going out that window.
चलो वो भी महाराज ने
We've spoken.
He sings again. Rocky sings again tonight. There's gonna be a massive hole in the wall.
Buddy, one thing we've mentioned on other podcasts is that Sant Sipahi side.
Yeah.
And when we talk about you have to have it in you.
Yeah.
You have to have that side to you. Now, there's right and wrong.
Shina Basha Miri Piri, right?
100%.
You gotta have both.
Yes.
You that's why they made it.
Oppression. If you can't look after yourself, how are you going to look after others?
That's it. Apna ki, we look after everyone. We're one, right? Go back to one.
100%.
So it's for a Singh to stand up for anybody.
Yes.
Colour, creed, caste, doesn't matter what they are.
Yeah.
Jo koi galt kar raha hai, you got to try to stand
100%.
up.
Now, I feel a bit embarrassed now because I'm going to say something to the guys out there. I've got someone who's not in the greatest shape. I've got a future boxer sitting there. He's got a fight coming up very soon. And I've got two lads who are in some shape. From one angle, one doesn't drink. Well, both don't drink. You've talked a lot about Sikhi, and within Sikhi, that's that discipline. You've put that discipline into your Sarid very clearly. What's been the steps to do that? Has that been? How did you enshrine that on both of you? I'm going to ask you open to both, and I'm going to go into this man after. Where does that discipline come from? Where does that look come from? To
with me personally, it comes from Punjab when I went back there when I was younger.
Yeah.
So you've heard of the great Harjeet Brar Baja Khana kabaddi player.
Yes.
And then you had Gago Dina Saab.
Oh, I met him, brother.
Yeah, you met him. You met him, and you had Kala, Gajiana, Bhima, and Raja. So they were my guys who actually.
Yeah.
They were superstars.
They were like
time.
the Brazil team in
1998.
Ronaldo,
they were
Ronaldinho. These are like that in the kabaddi game.
Those guys stepped into the kabaddi. Any bender they stepped into, they were like
famous.
They were at that time they were bigger than Diljit Dosanjh.
They were.
Yeah.
Right for Punjab,
because
kabaddi was massive. So they were superstars. So although social media nahi hundi sigi, there was no social media, they only knew the name. Yes. So when they used to step into the bend, sometimes people used to see Harjeet Gago for the first time. So they Harjeet Gago. But the name travels.
Yes.
So it wasn't social media, the name travelled. So if you was good enough, your name travelled. Now you can just mere arga jada marji ya mane do geet ga ke chal bhai social media said
famous
this is what I'm saying, to actually become a real star back then.
That's actually through the word.
Yeah, through the word. Even singers back then. It's through the word.
Look at Jazzy as well.
Yeah, it's through the word.
Through the word. Look how big he went.
Through the word. There was no social media and stuff back then.
Aman was the same.
The same. They had to work hard to get that name, to get their albums, to get their name on there, then get people to buy them.
Talent.
So as with mine, they were my like older brothers.
Yeah.
So Harjeet obviously passed away in a car accident. One of the most famous kabaddi players ever. And I stayed with them loads. And then he goes to me, I'll tell you the true story now of how it happened. I went to India. I used to run around and play football and stuff. I used to do, when I was about 16 anyway, I was 16, 17, I went to India and I met Gago Dina Sahab. He was on par, him and Harjeet were like that.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the cuttings in the paper. Kabaddi da Raja kaun hai, Gago ya Harjeet?
Okay.
And I remember the cutting,
Yeah.
actual in the Jagbani paper, I think it was, if I remember right, or Jeet. It was a Jeet, one of them anyway.
Yeah.
And so Gago was massive, and he goes to me, this is no lie. I'm bumped into him in my pendu se, and he goes, oh, motia. And I looked at him, and I was like, even from school, I was like, oh, I'm a geezer.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to, right? I know you're a star, bro, but I was thinking, yeah. And I goes, I had attitude anyway when I was a kid. It's just the way I've always been. I had a bit of an attitude and stuff. Like you're young, and he went, "Mehnat karya kar," and I went, "Yeah, मैं करूँगा मेहनत ने." That's it. He goes, "Swear nu ground chaji." Bro, no lie. 5.5. I was nearly 26 stones. Nearly 26 stones. There's pictures of me.
Yeah.
I come back 5.5 months later. They stopped me at Heathrow Airport. They kept me in a room for half hour saying, it's not you. I come back under 16 stones.
Wow.
Yeah.
They trained me, man.
Wow. 10 stone.
Listen, is that
No. 15 stone. Under 16 stone.
Wow.
So
but
I
you
lost
were,
10.
you've lost over 10.
Lost
Chalo,
about 10 stones.
Rocky? Ready? You get India.
I'm not. I need to do the same.
All you lot get ready. You're on a page.
That is mad.
Camp te.
So were you training
Yeah,
every day? I take it out.
So, mate, what Kabaddi gave me hasn't given nobody. Kabaddi gave my friends. Kabaddi gave me Ma Boli,
Yes.
Punjabi. Kabaddi gave me, I used to go to the Gurdwara, regular out there. He gave me my Sikhi. I met a Sant
Wow.
while I was out there.
Yes, of course.
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸੰਤ ਉੱਥੇ ਮਿਲੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਚੌਬੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਪਾਠ ਸਿਖਾਏ
Wow.
ਐ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਸਿਖਾਈ ਸ਼ਬਦ
Kya baat.
so when I went to India that time ਜੋ ਵੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਕਰਾਉਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ
Wow.
ਜਫਰਨਾਮਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਬਹਿ ਕੇ ਚੌਬੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਪਾਠ ਕਰਦੇ they taught me so kabaddi ਬਾਣੀ friends ਮਾਂ ਬੋਲੀ it gave it to me in one hit.
That is phenomenal.
Amazing.
If I was sitting in the UK it's like that bol this is the ਦਾਣੇ ਚੱਬਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿਤਾਬਾਂ ਚ ਹੀ
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
disrespect. No disrespect.
100%, no,
That's not their
it's the
fault.
truth.
That's our mum and dad's fault. If we
Yeah,
speak,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No
Yeah.
disrespect.
No.
But I went there. But I went out there, and that's where my training started from.
That's
and
inspiring.
they said that's where Barney started from. The fire from Barney. I used to go Gurdwara when I was a kid anyway.
Yeah.
Dad used to send us out there in the summer holidays anyway to Punjab.
Yeah.
So that's where.
off by heart. You knew it off by heart.
Yeah.
Like you learned all the
lot.
base at that age.
Where did your training start?
Training. Mine started in America. Actually, I hadn't met Raju by then. I started training in New York when I lived there for a year.
Yeah.
But then it was only after about 2-3 years I come back when I bumped into them, and then he trained me.
Was
like
yours a
dog.
discipline thing, or was it just to get
Mine
into
was
shape?
just. I don't know why I did training. Why I got into it. Mine was just. I didn't want to be a fat shit. You know what I mean?
Same.
Like a proper fat piece of shit.
It
I
was
didn't
the
want to
same.
do it. Rocky. It's just I made a decision. I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
Right. So I've always done it, and I did go fat because can't have been under control. It's up and down all the time. It's still a battle now, to be honest with you, isn't it?
No,
It never
no.
stops.
Yeah.
But what it is then I'm fanging with him. So you think he's come from India now? He's brought that with him. He's come on the scene. You're growing up. Look at you, get inspired by your older brothers. I was just older than me. Yeah, and that was it really. That's where the training element comes.
I think the reason I'm mentioning so
But
much
his
is look,
boxing is different.
this generation now. Look, I'm just gonna sit here now. I'm not in shape. There's reasons behind it, but however you put it, I'm not in
You
shape.
like lying down. You love a good
I
snooze.
love a lot. You know what? I love lying
You're like in the
down.
hotel.
Melinda,
Raju,
all I say is,
he
yeah,
loves lying down.
unless you got disease or an injury, you got no excuse.
100%. And this is what I'm touching on. I think people out there are going to look at it,
Well, he's got both excuses.
but you know what it is. You see it.
Is that right?
You see it now in this young man here. Look, I'm good sitting there. I go to watch him, train, and he'll spar and stuff, and he knows I'm there because I know that extra 10%'s coming. But I love watching him box, and I see that, and I look at his dad, and I think there's definitely something from it. Now, I've got a football background. That comes from my dad. My dad took me. I was going to watch
sports.
lovely Birmingham City.
Yeah.
I was a season ticket holder in 1995, 6
Shame about
years
the
old.
team. It's all right about the football.
One of us has got to
One
support
second,
them. But what I'm trying to say is that impact as a parent, and look, there's a parent-son combination there.
Yep.
You can never, ever fall on how much of an impact you can have on a child. And look, you've spoken about it. When you're at that age, that someone was at an age that could mold you, that should prove that.
Muninder comes back to Sangat.
Yes.
Stick them in a sports Sangat, they'll become sporty. Stick them in Gurudi Sangat, which is the best Sangat you can have anyway.
Yes.
Those Sangat is the ones you want your kids to step into.
Yes.
Sports brings discipline. Sikhi's going to bring you what is the ultimate.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a Sangat again. ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਚੋਰਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਬਹਿਣ ਲੱਗ ਗਏ, ਚੋਰੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ.
100%.
And eventually you're going to get reeled into doing. So it's going back to Maharaj. Everything stems from Maharaj. ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੀ ਆ
The
ਗਈ.
thing is, again, one big thing here that comes into, I'll come on to him in a minute, is, so if you're a kid, yeah, you're going to do the best for them. What's the biggest thing you can give him? What did Gago do for you? He's saying himself, the biggest gift he got was his training, his Bani. Yeah, Raju saying it now. At this age,
Gift.
the biggest thing Kabaddi gave him, and it was Kabaddi that, and his dad. I know his dad's an amazing spiritual man. His family, they gave him these gifts, yeah? So what are you going to pass down? Now, this is to people out there who are watching this. If you want to give your kids something, what is it you want to actually really give them? Now, if training is obviously a brilliant one because we're a martial race and you want to have courage when you grow up. You want to be confident. You want to be brave. You want to know that, you know what? If I am in the alleyway one day and some guys come and they start to give it to me forever, especially if you're going to keep your case,
Yes.
as you are, you do not want to hurt
Self-defense.
anybody. You do not ever want to hurt anybody.
No.
But sometimes in your life, you may come into a position, it could be in this room.
Yeah.
Like Rocky could attack us saying, I've had enough, you've been taking a piss at me for 6 months, 1 year, you're telling me I'm a shit singer, I've had enough. It could happen. And if he does it, bring it on. I've got Raju here as well today. If you want to do it, let's have it.
Self-defense.
So
That's
get on. But what
do.
I'm saying is,
Yeah.
he's scared, don't you, about him? What I'm saying is, self-defense is a big thing. So you're going to give your kid that, but you know what comes above all of it? I'm telling you now. Self-defense is all mental anyway. You know, training is all mental. You get into the shape through mental practice. You know, being strong mentally and having discipline. Discipline again is mental. Manadi khele, sorry, yeah. But what we're talking about here is Bani. When you gift Bani to somebody,
Biggest
and
gift.
all that is like you said, there was a sant who Raju learned from, and that sant's goodness trickled down. And the sant, for me, you can say what you want. The world can say whatever they want to me. I don't care. For me, this is a sant because he connected me to Sikhi.
100%.
You might look at him.
No,
he's the right?
but when you're in
I
that
have this
state-
conversation with him.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't care what Raju says to me because he doesn't accept this. He will never accept this, yeah. Because I'm not talking about the sant with the kappade and the chola. The whole world follows. I know in my mind who the sant is in my life, and that sant for me is anybody who helps me think about my guru,
Correct,
and about the guru Shabad. Anybody. It could be Rocky tomorrow. Sometimes it is Rocky. I'm saying it's not a permanent state of mind.
Yes.
If it is a permanent state of mind, amazing. If you find that person, you're never going to let go.
Going
of
back
them.
to that, how many things have you taught me?
No, all the chalo.
No, what I'm saying is, this is how it happens,
in and
right?
out of that state.
Yeah, because
this is
how
it.
it
That
happens.
state.
I'm not
is
claiming.
a
You're not
bridge.
claiming to be a son.
Anyone who can build that bridge from human to your guru,
Muninder, the biggest
they're a
gift-
sant at that moment.
The biggest gift you can give your children is Bani.
Yes.
That's protection. That's future. That's beyond. That's everything.
You know what?
100%.
Buddy, going back to Kaka Buddy's song that we originally spoke, it's about Zindagi. You're going to have that one chance, that one life.
Yep.
Don't waste it in Juggalian, India, all of that type of stuff. You got one chance.
Yes.
Give yourself the very best chance.
Best chance. Yeah.
Yeah. And that, like we said, the only way out of that is Shabad. Shabad Guru.
Right. That's the only thing that's going to push the ਪੰਜ ਚੋਰ down, right? ਪੰਜ ਚੋਰਿਆਂ
Yes.
ਅੱਗ ਲੱਗੀ ਆ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ 'ਚ.
Yeah, 100%.
And who's going to push that ਪੰਜ ਚੋਰ down? We'll never put it out because I'm never going to become no sant. Right? But to dampen that flame down,
It depends on.
the only thing that's going to push that down, that fire down is Shabad, Bani.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the only thing.
For me, Raju, the ultimate sant for me, in my understanding, and I've spent time with a lot of people who are Mahapurukhs from what other people have told me, and I treated them like Mahapurukhs, and I still would say they are Mahapurukhs, yeah? But I don't know. The truth is this. This is like, you could say it's controversial. Some people might say, I'm going to speak the truth, yeah? Because that's what you got to do. When it comes to this stage, when you've done all these things and you've got experience. And my experience is that there's only one Sant for me. There's only one Sant on this planet, right? And that Sant is the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, because the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji is higher than everything. Now, what people say is to connect to it, you need a Sant. And I think I'll back that 100%. You do. And when you're saying a Sant, what are you meaning? Are you talking about someone who's dressed up as a saint and has now accepted that they're a saint and they're ready to tell the world they're a saint? That, for me, can't be the sign of what a Sant is, yeah? Because it's external validation. That person is getting validation from an external point of view. So there's billions of Sants. I'm saying in every single human being, you've got a Sant element in you. And what are we talking about a Sant here? For me, in this, let me just say I'm giving an example. You can tell me that's absolute bullshit. You've lost the plot. Fine. I'm just putting forward an opinion. And I'm saying a Sant can be born in anybody as long as that person is helping other people truly. Doesn't need to tell anyone. He doesn't need to be a certain look. He could be wearing a suit. He could have his hair shaved off. He could be a Khalsa Roop. He could be anything. It could be a woman. It could be a man. It could be anything. But how do you truly know what is going on inside another person? You never do. So if you tell me now, just like I said, Raju's a Sant for me, yeah? I'm saying for me, I feel that connection with him, yeah? He's not going to accept it. And I'm not saying the Sant who wears the chola on enu paise do, matha teko, pucha le lo. Main wo gall hi nahi kar reha. What I'm saying is, harek bande jehde gun hai, oh gun jehde are, if you look, what is a Sant going to have inside them? They're going to have gun in them. Yeah. So many gun, yeah? And I'd rather look at this, because I've had my fingers burnt with some Sants, I'll be honest with you. Yeah. I've had some Sants who I gave so much devotion to, Peri bhi main hath laye, yeah? Paise bhi ditte, jo marji, doesn't matter, that's nothing, that's mine, yeah? Peri hath launa, chalo theek hai. Even though I wrote in my song, Mangale da haq ve, chukai da nahi nak ve, I'll be honest with you, main nak bhi chuka liya. I've done it in the past. Like to a Sant...
Gone against your Ghana.
I've gone against my Ghana, yeah, that was then, yeah?
But you learnt.
Yeah, but what I learned now, chukai da nahi nak ve. This is what I'm saying, ye hon recent hai. But although ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਚਾਹਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਮਗਰ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਇੱਕ ਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋ ਥਰਸਟ ਸੀ ਮੈਂ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਹੁੰਚਣਾ 1 2 3 4 5 and eventually I realized ਜੇ ਸੰਤ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਸੀ there's done a bit bad there. It's just naturally when you see someone do something which isn't in line with what you think is a sant. So but loads of people still follow these people and I'm not going to say bad about it. I'm not going to name them, shame them or show you.
No, look, what I'd say there, Kaki, look.
No, but let me finish what I'm saying, yeah? Before I knock you out. So basically is
so basically what you're saying, Cax, is see sirf Guru Maharaj agge chikauna chahida si, which is Guru Granth Sahib Maharaj.
I'm saying that.
Sir, see so de mure chikao.
And you don't understand. We
and
talk about this.
Look, everyone can be an aid.
Baki da no pyar, sasrikal, humbleness, precis Guru Maharaj
you know
more.
The key thing is, Raju, you know, Jiram, it could be now. I'll give you an example of one, yeah? Let's say Johnny Baba. Some people think he's a sant, right? I'm saying to you, if he helps me in a certain state of mind connect to Paramatma, at that moment he is a sant for me. I don't follow him, right? He's really funny. I find him funny.
But understand what you're saying.
At one moment he might be a sant for someone who needed that at that moment.
That connection.
Therefore
right
that
there.
makes him a sant.
Yeah.
But what is a sant? It's not Johnny Baba, the human being. It's the state of mind he sometimes may access. It's a state of mind. There's only one sant I will ever believe in for the rest of my life. I'm sorry, unless I truly experience someone who does that to me, what I haven't needed them to do and what I've experienced through the Shabad of the Guru Granth Sahib Ji. For me, nothing can give me that validation other than the Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And I can read it, I can understand it, and it's not difficult. You might say to me, Rocky, no, you're thinking about this wrong. This bit here doesn't mean that. I'll say, no problem. Teach me. I'm a Sikh. मैं गलतियां बना सकता but मेरे गुरु तो उच्चा कोई संत हो ही नहीं सकता दुनिया च. Who can be a higher sant than Guru Nanak?
Not possible.
Through to the 10th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji.
Not possible.
I.e. the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. So why would I go anywhere else?
100%.
Yeah, and for me to connect to the Guru Granth Sahib Ji, as I have, which I'm saying I have openly, when I say connect, I mean I can listen to it, and I can read it, and I read it in Romanized, by the way. I don't read it direct in Gurmukhi. I prefer to read in Romanized. The message is what matters for me, not the way I do it. Not if I can't read a certain thing in Gurmukhi, I'll go to Romanized. I'll find my way, but my thirst is to get to the Guru in the sense of the Guru Granth Sahib Ji and read about it. And what I'm saying is, from that point, If you can extract goodness which impacts your life, there's no bigger sant than the Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Simple as that. You just got to understand what's written in there in your own interpretation, your own experience, in your own time. It will come, and you can't go by external validation. Nobody can tell you. None of you can say to Raju, you're a sant, because he ain't going to accept it. He's saying, don't be stupid. But you know for yourself, you know what? He'd done
don't be
something.
stupid.
Yeah, exactly. But you know for yourself that ਮੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਤਾਂ ਉਹੀ ਸੰਤ ਹੈ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਨੈਕਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ it could be my mum, my dad, my uncle, you, anybody.
Yeah.
So there's a different classification of a sant is what I'm saying to you.
Guys, thank you for watching part 1. Part 2 is coming next Saturday. Continue to like. Reels will be coming in the meantime. Part 2 soon.